Alrighty, so we're live, and this is of course the biogas flame that we love so much as we prepare to cook our onions here. And the difference between this flame and the flame that we've been using is that it's coming from a different one of our IBC gas holders. And the flame height is nice and steady and constant and beautiful and clean as ever, which is wonderful. But we're not getting this flame from the SolarCity's IBC gas holder that we were using before. That we've used up most of the gas. There's still some gas left in here with bungee cord pressure. Bungee cord splits the pressure, but we've filled another tank with biogas that is both a biodigester and a gas holder, because normally we use a biodigester IBC tank and then two IBC tanks for the SolarCity's IBC tank gas holder. Back in the back of the RV, we have a, let me see if I can turn on the lights here. Maybe I can't. Let me see. Enable flash, yes. So we have a biodigester back here that is a digester and a gas holder, and we're using that for the first time here. That way you save on IBC tanks and therefore save a good $100 or $150, maybe $200 in cost, depending on the price of the IBC tank in your area. So here we have two IBCs, one rotated 90 degrees inside another one that's had the top cut off and is filled with water. That's the floating gas holder, but we've put a 2-inch pipe down underneath it like the RT India system that uses cylindrical water tanks. And then we have a gas overspill not gas, a liquid fertilizer overspill here, and the whole thing is filled with water. And these work great, as you can see. The only problem is that they don't work in cold weather because they lose too much heat from the sides. And I'm going to put some azolla and some duckweed in here to eliminate the mosquitoes. That works fairly effectively. Other ways you can do that is to put vegetable oil right on top, which then continues to be digested. That would prevent mosquito breeding in there. The vegetable oil is a great technique. You can use used cooking oil, pour a thin sheen on top of the water in your floating tank digester or floating tank gas holder, and then you won't have any mosquitoes breeding. So a little bit of vegetable oil works wonders. Or grow something in there, grow azolla and duckweed, and that will also stop the mosquitoes from growing, but it'll encourage frogs, which will eat mosquitoes, and tadpoles. So there it is, and we've got the bungee cord pressure providing the gas pressure, and I can pull harder on it. As this cooking goes on, then I'm going to come back here and move it down a rung, and then increase the pressure for a higher flame height. So that's how you get a different flame height, by taking the rungs in. So the IBC tanks are really convenient in that regard, because they do have these rungs so that you can increase your bungee pressure. And so there's that. Absolutely wonderful and fun. All in one, SolarCity's IBC tank gas holder and biodigester as a single unit. It only takes 2 IBCs, appropriate for warm climates, or doing it indoors, any place where you can keep it warm, as opposed to the 2 IBC SolarCity's gas holder, which you can play with, and that will just store gas, but it won't produce gas. And right now I'm using them both with the Pusheen Dragon way at the other end of the property, the 10 cubic meter biodigester back there, and with the IBC tank digester, the SolarCity's digester over here. So when you have multiple digesters on the property in various conditions of shade and sun and various states of feeding, then you have the option of producing more gas than you can use on a given evening. So you can store it in inner tubes like this. You can store it in plastic bags and PVC vinyl bags and air mattresses and pool toys. You can do all that stuff, but for getting it pressurized and storing it in a way where no animals can puncture the tank, where it's going to last for years, the IBC tank storage with bungee cord pressure works really, really well. But as we said, tonight we're using the one in the back. Let's see, lift that up a second, honey. And there it is. And I love turning off the light here so one can see the beauty of the clean blue flame. Yes. Oh, thank you, David, about the weekly videos on biogas. Yeah, we want to show that it is used on a daily level. We want people to know that biogas is the go-to. Is the biogas coming from the dragon? Actually, yes, David, it's coming from both the Pusheen dragon, which is on the other side of the property, but it's also coming from this Solar Cities IBC tank biodigester, which is over here. It comes from a garden hose. This one's out in the sun. So some of the gas is coming from the dragon way down on the other side of the property through a garden hose that goes underneath the lawn. Some of it's coming from here. We've also got gas coming from the septic tank replacement, the Solar Cities IBC biodigester that's under the RV here. It doesn't produce a lot because it's too cold. You can see the gas pipe sticking out, and you can see the RV's toilet and shower and gray water, sinks and showers and toilet all go down into the IBC tank, and then the gas comes up here, and then the overspill, where I have temperature probes going down to there, goes into a hugel culture. So instead of a leach field, the overflow pipe here goes into a mound of logs and leaves and mulch and detritus, and then it breaks those down and it grows our chaya and our sweet hibiscus and sweet almond. So that's in replacement for having a leach field, and this never needs to be cleaned out because it just breaks the logs down. It super saturates the logs with nutrients and then aerobically decomposes, so that you never have any problems with possible groundwater contamination, and there's never any smell. So that's one biodigester. It's, as I said, a little too cold because it's underground. I do have PEX coils, those two red coils going in. Night temperature here, we're looking at right now, it must be about 20 degrees Celsius. It's cool right now. The other night it was very cold. It had gotten down to about 12 2 nights ago, but it's beginning to warm up, and because it's beginning to warm up, particularly in the day, we're using this also as a biodigester. So this is a Solar Cities IBC gas holder made of 2 IBC tanks, but it also has a 2-inch feed pipe with a 4-inch funnel, a big gulp dust hood from homedepot.com, which is used for dust in woodwork shops, and it fits right into a 4-inch pipe, so they're great. And that's going underneath. So this is also a biodigester, and that, yes, we're feeding this one as well. So this was started with slurry from the other biodigesters and water, and you can see the water line there. And then I put a little bit of food scraps ground up into this as well. But since the water here is exposed to the air and it's been cold, it's cool. And so this is not producing that much gas. This is storing gas from the Dragon, the big Pusheen. It's storing it from the IBC tank I showed you and from the toilet waste digester under the RV. All those are feeding into here. And now the bungee cords here are providing the pressure on the floating tank, which is sending it under the RV and sending it over under bungee pressure to the stove. And then I have that other gas holder that the Dragon is feeding. And so I fill them all whenever I have gas. And you can see again the beautiful power of, yeah, I'm feeding that back that I just showed you in the backyard. I'm feeding the IBC. The toilet digester is always being fed with toilet and shower water and sink water. And the Dragon is being fed from local restaurants and students bringing in food. So what we do is we take our food scraps at home and we feed them to the IBC tank that's near the RV, that biodigester. The toilet and shower sinks and gray water go into under the RV biodigester made of an IBC tank. We feed a little bit of extra food scraps to that floating gas tank hybrid biodigester, and then the major amount of food waste that we get from our students and from events and restaurants, or during Ramadan from the mosque during the month when there's so much food that is made to feed thousands of people. So there's a lot of food waste after these events. We bring that and feed the big dragon, which is the Pusheen biodigester. So it really helps. And then we do have also a home biogas system, the wonderful kit that came from our good friends and colleagues in Israel. And we feed that as well. But that stores its own gas, and that we don't bring here. That's out for demonstration where the schools come. Traveling north at all this summer? No, actually having a baby. So expect the baby to be born in May, and won't be traveling for a while because of that. So unfortunately, not much traveling this summer, but as he gets older, he'll have to join us in the mission of biogas. So yeah, there we are. So we're cooking away here, cooking some okra, some bamia. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, David. And continue your great work. And we look forward to hearing all the wonderful things that you're doing, improving the great outdoors. And of course, one thing we can all say as we say goodnight is that this beautiful flame doesn't cause any contamination to the great outdoors. It is because of the miracle of the archaea and associated microbial symbionts that we get this, and a wonderful liquid fertilizer that creates soil and brings the dead land back to life. So thanks and good night.